Well, if there was ever a game that summed up supporting Reading, this just might have been it. There was a gutting end to a very impressive performance from Paul Clement's men as the Royals were beaten 2-1 at home to Derby County. It was a performance we couldn't have dreamed of seeing last season under Stam, and here's a rundown of how the Reading fanbase reacted to some of the key talking points of Friday night. A game of two halves. Friday night was the classic footballing cliché. Reading were brilliant in the first half, defending solidly and with high intensity and attacking with freedom and creativity, but, as was the case for most of last season, the end product in the final third was never really there. But the positives of what Clement is doing on the training ground with the squad were certainly displayed in the opening 45. If the first half showed the positives, the second certainly showed where we need more work. We lost all intensity from the first half and allowed Derby to grow into the game. We still looked very good defensively for the majority of the second 45 but seemed to lose the threat we had on the counter, and stopped getting key players like John Swift, Madu Barrow and Sona Luko in dangerous areas, and we certainly paid for it. Here's how the fans reacted to the Royals' performance after the game. First half full of positives. Second half full of doubts. Still did enough to earn a point but for a wonderful, annoyingly, header right at the end. Tom Lawrence is fourth against us, on course to beat Andy Johnson's 8 goals in the Mad Stat era. On 2 Blues on Tuesday. But that was a great performance last night, and if that style of play is executed well, we won't go down this year for sure. Also, that's our first game, so we can only get better in what we do, as Stam would say. However, based on the performance as a whole, I'm definitely optimistic. Build on. We were more than comfortable up until Mason Mount's strike squeezed past Vito Mannone to equalizer. It was a sickener as it really seemed to have a knock-on effect to the rest of the team as from the on, we never looked like getting a winner or even threaten going forward. Clement, the fans, the players and Mannone will all know he should have done better. The worrying thing is that it's not the first time that the Italian has made a costly error, and here's what a few of the Reading fans had to say about Vito's latest blunder. Mannone lucky to get his place back last year, Ansi was poor, don't think he'll be as lucky when Walker replaces him this season. Good signing by Clement. Fast forward a few games and the keyboard warriors want him dropped. Yes, it was a bad mistake, but it happens. Long way to go yet. As pretty much everyone in the stadium had prepared themselves for a 1-1 draw, Tom Lawrence popped up with a quite sublime header and snatched it at the death for Derby. It was absolutely gut-wrenching as Reading had played so well over the 90 minutes, strong in defense and threatening going forward. A totally undeserved winner, admitted by Lampard himself post-game, and felt by most fans on Twitter after the game. So undeserved for. But that's what winners do, and unfortunately Derby have won in Frank Lampard. But plenty of positives from that game, and I'm much more optimistic for the season. White Circle, Daniel Holloway, at RFC Dan, August 3, 2018. Finally home after roadworks galore tonight. Gutted is an understatement. An encouraging start to season. If we continue with those performances we might surprise a few. Few tiny things to work on. BJUT overall I'm feeling better about the season, up the ding. However, a last-minute defeat like that leaves a very sour taste in the mouth. Clement must highlight how good they were for much of the game. Of course, we need to learn from the negatives, but also the positives. We were very good in the first half, and if we produce performances like that opening 45 throughout the season, there will be no threat of relegation at all. Also, there were very promising individual performances from Swift, Iluko, Barrow and, most notably, Thiago Ilori. Let's keep backing the boys because we will get more than our fair share of results if we continue playing like we did on Friday, no doubt about that. Here is one tweet that might fill you with a bit more positivity going into the new season. Last time, we lost 2-1 at home on the opening day in the last minute. We broke the league points record that season.